What
All
are
right,
flux
we're
points
live.
for?
If
Yay!
you have no idea what this is, then I can't help you. But we're playing a role-playing game called Corporea. That's all I'm going to tell you. You have to figure out the rest on your own as we go. We're doing housekeeping right now, and we actually started it, and then I thought, well, maybe we should go on the air and do housekeeping while we're on the air. So here we are, universe. So, okay, where were we?
Okay, so I just
People
broke
are
down
asking
my...
about flux.
Yeah, what are they for?
Flux points, you use them to, they're kind of like fate points in a way.
Okay.
You use them to pull off something awesome, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They are, the description of that is located in the abilities or assets section. I can't remember what.
All right. That is the polite way of saying look it up, dumbass.
Yeah, exactly. RTFM. Whereas I actually want to have the page open. Here we go. Now there's also, a part of this is that and something that we didn't really do that first session at all is that if you play to your strengths, what do we got? To your public traits, you can, and you actually, prove to me that you've done that, you can actually earn some of your flux points.
Okay.
Traits add flavor to your character, but can also be a method of spending and earning flux points. All that's required is for the player or director to announce that a particular trait is coming into play, then barter for the number of flux points it would take for the character to use that trait. So, who am I looking at? Bert, who has the public traits dependable and skeptical. So if you prove to me that you're doing something that's highly skeptical in a particular situation, then we'll talk about how many flux points you can get to it. Now, another thing to keep in mind is that every time that you mark flux points and you get an additional flux points, you also get a build point. That's every time you mark it, not every point. So if in that example, if Miles and I talked back and forth and I said that you get 2 flux points, he would still only get 1 flux build point for doing that.
Okay.
Flux build points are what you use to progress your character, so you want them a lot. Flux points are things that you can use in gameplay to do kind of cool things. Let's see. Spending flux points. You can spend them to shrug off wounds. A character can spend flux points to ignore a wound and its subsequent penalty. For example, an attack after damage reduction deals 7 points of damage to a character with metal 3, causing a wound. He can then spend 7 flux points to shrug off the wound. It does not count towards his maximum wounds or impose any penalties, nor does it need to be healed. So keep that in mind. And you can also use it to gain temporary bonuses. Before you roll the dice, and you spend 1 flux point for 1 bonus that you would get to it. So if you want to add another 4 to your roll, you'd spend 4 flux points. Yeah, okay. And I'll hand it out like candy every once in a while. When you guys do things that amuse me.
Dance, monkeys, dance!
Here's your treat. And then you'll be able to use your flux building points. And the important thing to note is that you can only raise a stat by 1 point every time you raise it. What was it, session? I think it is. Yeah, session. But it only costs 1 build point per dot or per point that you're getting into it. So if you wanted to go from +3 to +4, that would cost you 4 flux build points. 5 would cost you 5. But you'd have to do it in another session.
Are you sure? The book said it was whatever the score you want times 2.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, it's times 2. I just looked at the 2 times. So it would be like, if it's 3 to 4, it'd be 8. Right? Tell me I did that right. Thank you. I could do 4 times 2, really.
Okay, so to get flux and or build points, we would need to, now is the point to argue what we did last game, or are we calling that a wash?
Last game I'm just going to call a wash and say everybody gets 2 flux points.
Okay. No build points?
So you get 2 if you did your theme song, 2 for just participating last time, and 2 if you participated in the what went on during the last 2 weeks thread.
Okay. And any build points from that?
You get build points each time you get those, so that's
Okay.
3 build points.
Okay, I just wanted to make that clear for posterity.
Oh, so
Yeah.
we have 3 build points each then?
Yeah,
Okay.
Sounds like it.
yeah. And based on what we did in downtime, anybody who's hanging out with D3 and Galahad repping, you get to roll 1d4 plus 1 twice and add those points to your rep score.
Cool, but I don't roll that, right?
Yes, you do.
I do? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you go right ahead and do it.
Okay.
3.
So short-term memory loss, you said 1D...
1d4 plus 1. And then I didn't pop up roll 20, but make sure to update that on your character. I'm popping it up right now, I swear. It's taking forever.
Are we using the same system we ran last time for? We're using Roll20.
A little bit.
Okay.
We won't be actually using it a whole hell of a lot tonight because there's not going to be a lot of combat, but when there is.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna my character sheet's on it, so.
Mhm. Yeah, that's why I said a little bit. There will always be a little bit since that's where your character sheets are. But it may not require anything too intensive. Like I think a lot of today is going to be, but we'll see. We'll see what you do. Let's see, make sure I got everything. Yes, I think I did. Does anybody else have any other housekeeping items? That's a. All right. So to begin our adventure tonight, let's recap really quickly the last 2 weeks and everything that's been happening. After saving Galahad and closing that weird flux portal that was causing that enormous flux event, or that was caused by that enormous flux event, or actually could be either way. You guys had about 2 weeks worth of break where you could do kind of whatever you want. You probably have small calls to go on here and there, but the interesting thing is that those of you that have been watching for Flux events in the city, there have been very, very little in the past 2 weeks. Based on all data previously that you have from being on the Night Watch and from all of the reports that are there, it's eerily quiet, basically. Like something's just taken a big breath.
It's too quiet.
It's just waiting to exhale. Let's see. Yeah, I want you guys to recap what happened over the last 2 weeks.
Well, there was that gigantic bar fight.
Galahad successfully started a bar fight.
Yay!
How did I miss that?
I don't know who was there. The only person that said they were there was Gorloy.
Yeah.
Did anybody else come along to the...
Okay, his name's not Gurley, okay? It's Gorlois.
Gurley?
Novel French name for a Cornishman.
Of course.
Yeah, okay, so it's just the 2 of them? Nobody else is piping up?
No, I was not at the bar fight. I don't know. Dear, were you at the bar fight?
No,
Okay, then you just hear about it through the rumor mill.
Okay. I heard it was epic. I heard there was a bear.
Man, I love bears.
Okay. Yes. The Cornish name is Gurley.
So girly.
So girly, yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Wah, wah.
There's a new club that opens. Galahad it has many arguments with her father over the fact that she wants to continue fighting. There ends up being some sort of a compromise where she's going to fight in legitimate fights now instead of in strip clubs, basically. But that hasn't happened yet because she's got to work on actually getting a legitimate agent and things like that. Unless anybody here wants to volunteer.
Wait, strip club fighting isn't considered legitimate?
No.
It's blood sport.
Huh. Could I be an agent? I have an influence of 0.
I could be an agent.
Okay, that's
You would be excellent.
thank God. Thank God you jumped in.
So then there will be work necessary to get her into some actual fighting. But for the moment, there's a lot of settling in, paperwork, HR stuff, sparring, and gearing up and armoring up. Now, a couple of you are off searching for the Fisher King.
Yes.
All in unison.
I have rules for that.
Goody-hoo.
So, the net is a very, 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 very large place. So trying to fight a blight in the internet that actually might be caused by something supernatural in nature is kind of a tough job. In order to do so, you're going to have to get a whole bunch of successes. So here's how it's going to work. Every time you can sit down to have a 4-hour block worth of searching starting from now, you will get a roll. And that'll be a computer sciences roll. If you have anybody come with you, because you can actually bring people with you in there to help you look, if you have anybody come with you, they can add a flux roll to whatever roll that you end up with. So once you get, then we'll keep track of how many that you get, because it's going to be over a long period of time that you'll actually be able to do this. Once you get 60 points into searching, it'll trigger a mini quest for you to get a little bit of more information about what's going on. And eventually, you may or may not find the Fisher King.
Okay.
Okay.
Sound fair?
Good.
Fair.
All right. So we'll do a couple of those rolls after this session, basically.
Okay.
And we'll try and decide when there were good times to actually get some time to do that in, or between sessions. We're going to have another 2 weeks between sessions because next week is Thanksgiving. So I don't know how much downtime there will be. I guess it'll depend on what happens tonight. So tonight, you guys wanted to go and check out a church.
Yeah. I'm going to take y'all to church. But for real, I'm actually going to church there, so wear something nice.
Actually,
Like our suit weave.
Yes, your suit weave is probably fine, as that's what I'm wearing, but, don't embarrass me.
Galahad has a big white cross on the back of her red duster, so, she looks holy.
Out of curiosity, what kind of church is it?
It's a Catholic church.
Oh, okay. Well, they're forgiving. Good luck. All right. Anybody want to do anything before we hop in my sweet van?
Before you can go, you do get a message from Lancelot asking to meet in the boardroom.
To the boardroom.
Like, as you're getting ready to go. Yeah, okay. So, in the boardroom, you find Lance waiting, and Nimue is there as well. The two of them are there. I'm going to put them in roll 20. Just because I feel like it.
Before we get too deep into things, I would like to add a piece of equipment, and it wasn't really sitting in there, so I need to kind of check it out with you. I would like to have a cane that can be used as a melee weapon.
Okay.
And
You have a stick.
what?
It's just a stick, basically. It's a cane,
Yeah, just
right?
basically a reinforced, weighted stick.
Yeah. There's something like that in melee weapons, right?
Well,
They have a
not
cudgel or something similar.
Glove or something.
okay.
Oh, there's a combat. It would be the same as that.
Okay.
So yeah, use that.
All right.
Combat.
I once played a Super game where my character was Scrappy the Acro Boy, and his weapon was an acrobat.
Oh. You're a terrible person.
Cat, would you mind flicking him? Please. Thank you very much.
For like the rest of our lives.
This is every day, all day for me.
Oh.
Oh, yay.
Trying to see. You don't like how.
Cool.
I sit in the back because I'm terrified.
Yeah, that works. Okay. He apologizes first off. He says, sorry, I know you were going to go off to check out that church, which, is a really kind of important thing to do right now, but something came up, and I'm wondering if you can maybe check it out on your way there. I got this. Yeah, okay. So earlier today, this 17-year-old girl just came waltzing into the front door of Valiant and gave this letter, and he's holding a letter, an actual paper letter, in an envelope. It's actually kind of a pastel pink envelope, and it looks like it's got a gingerbread sticker stuck on the back of it. And and I think it's something that we should probably check out. I'm going to give you a handout in roll 20. So he slides the letter on the table so that you guys can all take a look at it, and you should have it up in your screen. But it reads, "Good Sir Lancelot, we, the triple goddesses of Sussex Lane," try to say that 10 times fast. I tried twice today. "We, the triple goddesses of Sussex Lane, would like to offer our services in the arts of divination and fortune-telling to aid in the return of our Lord and King Arthur, long live the King. We realize such claims would likely require proof. We would come to your offices ourselves, but the crone has passed the age in which she can take public transportation and we don't have a car. If you could please send some knights to our home, we'd be happy to show you what we can do in aid of Camelot. We'll have cookies and tea. Blessed be are we three."
Cookies and tea? They should have led with that.
Right. So,
There, even if they weren't legit.
the address is on the envelope. I'm not sure if I'm sending you into a terrible trap or if these are just some strange people or how they know any of this or why I fail to understand. But that's what you're all for. So I need you to go check it out, and if they are crazy and just know too much, you need to bring them back here so we can fix that. If, on the other hand, they seem like they might be useful, then let us know and we'll keep them. We'll put them on the payroll. Sound good?
Well,
Quick stop on your way to church.
Well, actually, I was thinking that given that you want that either way, you probably want us to bring them back here. We can drop by there on our way back from the church.
No, I only want them back here if they're a threat. That's your job. Just assess whether or not they're a threat. If they're not a threat, just leave them be.
Sounds fair.
All right.
It's still better to do that on the way back.
Yeah, let's go there first. I'm a bit peckish.
I say do what the boss man says.
Yeah.
And not for nothing, it's the second mission he sent us on that involved a young, attractive girl. So just pointing that out. Put that one on the table. So cookies and tea. To the van!
To the van. Galahad decides that she's going to ride her white motorcycle instead.
Does it have a sidecar?
No, it does not have a sidecar.
Note to self, buy her a sidecar.
Yeah.
You can climb on back, but I'm not sure if she'll consent to that. She's still suspicious.
She has to have a sidecar so somebody can have a lance.
She's perfectly capable of having the lance and doing the driving because of the iPhone and the.
Yeah, but how's she gonna have a shield and you know what?
Jousting with motorcycles.
Haven't you ever seen Knight Riders? Come on.
It's like the best movie ever.
That's so awesome. Okay, anyway, sorry. Let me check and make sure that Noah isn't trying to get my attention at all. I think we just lost him for the night. I'm guessing. Maybe he'll pop in. Nope, I see him not. Okay. So you guys head over there, and it's the church itself is located in the same. I need more tea. In the same part of town that Omnicorp is located in.
Are we going to the church first? We go into the late.
No, I'm just telling you where things are.
Oh, okay.
I assume you're going to the witches first.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just telling you where things are. And the witch's house is actually kind of on the way. It's a little bit off the beaten track, but it's kind of on the way. It's right at the edge of Seattle and the suburban slums that are outside of that. So it's still like this tiny little bit of suburbia that's almost still what suburbia used to be. Everything, all of the you roll into this kind of tract housing area, and everything kind of looks. Like it could have used a remodel probably about a couple of decades ago, maybe, and but it's better kept than you would think something in a more slumming area was. When you pull up to this actual address, you find that it's this adorable little house that has this perfect lawn, and in front of it there's a little flower bed that's full of begonias, and in the driveway there's an older Lincoln that's actually the roof is kind of rotted off a little bit, and there's cobwebs around the edges, and it's in the, let's see, what time is it? What do you guys think what time it is? You were going to go to church, so it's going to be in the morning, right?
Right.
Well, not necessarily.
Or mass. Or were you just going to go... Are you actually trying to go to church, or are you just trying to go to the church?
I'm not going to church.
Probably better to go when it's not really crowded.
Yeah, but go during like a time when the pastor's going to be there. There's always meetings. There's always doing work. There's...
Oh, yeah.
Catholic churches don't have pastors.
The priest. Yes.
Yeah.
The pastor will literally never be there.
They're shot on sight.
We're going before afternoon mass.
Okay. Okay, so it's kind of morningish. Okay, so when you get there, it's a nice, pretty day, and they've got one of those little sprinklers out front that's going to do the thing, and there's a pink flamingo there, and then there's like the screen door that's got kind of look like the gingerbread edges to it, and it's got the pretty little screen door, and then there's a knocker.
I've seen enough David Lynch to know where this is going. All right.
Who's gonna step up?
I will step up and knock on the door with the knocker unless someone stops me.
Nope.
All right.
Have at it.
All right. From inside, you hear a squeal of excitement, and then the door flings open, and you see the face of somebody I'm going to share on. Show to players. And I'm probably going to go to screen share here now. Get more sense. I need a production assistant to follow me around to do all of these things. This one. And she opens the door and she sees you all standing there, and then her eyes go comically wide, and she slams the door in her excitement and runs off, screaming, "They're here! They're here!"
Ow!
Well done, wizard.
And she's gone.
Well, let's go home.
This does not bode well.
Give it a minute.
Or it bodes awesome.
Give it a minute.
And then a short few seconds later, while you're still standing there stunned and making comments to one another, the door, there's a much more measured sound of somebody walking towards the door. The door opens up, and you see a rather, what's the word I'm looking for? Earthy, spirity, matronly woman standing there.
Patchouli-esque.
Oh, yes, very. Waves of patchouli coming off of it. It's a little bit, even the druid thinks it's too much.
It's a little wind-done.
And she says, "Oh, you must be from Valiant. So sorry, she's very excitable."
Oh, I completely
It's a
understand.
fantastic hat.
Why, thank you. I made it myself. Well,
These are my associates.
please, come in.
I will
Says
come in.
Let's make sure everybody gets someplace to sit. And then she takes you into the she scoots you into the living room, which is a nice kind of a little old-fashioned living. But the shag carpet is green.
I took a seat in the beanbag chair.
It could be mowed. It's so green, but there's spots that are just a little bit off color. Like there was a couch sitting there at one point in time, but now there's a different couch sitting there, and it doesn't quite cover up the same spot. And but it's clean. It's very clean, and it's well organized. There's macrame plant hangers with ferns in them, and there's a lava lamp off in one section, vintage lava lamp that's just kind of doing its thing, and there's a woman who looks like she's in her 60s or so, sitting in the living room in her wheelchair with a blanket over her legs, and she seems all happiness. When you come in, she's very happy to see you, very delighted. "Oh, why, thank you for coming to our humble little home. Please have a seat." She says, "I get up to say hello, but..."
Oh, I completely understand.
Good, Ben. Please, everybody, sit down.
Sit.
How many Roll20 windows do I have open? There, that's the one I was looking for. Okay. There. That's what I wanted to do. Oh, thank you so much. Sorry, my husband just delivered a soda to me, and I just right at the perfect time. My throat is starting to choke up.
Easy keeper.
Lifesaver. Okay.
Gorlois sits on the arm of the couch.
Okay.
Because there's not enough seating for everybody if this is an average living room.
No, definitely not. There's dining room table chairs brought in though to make sure that there's plenty of room. And there's little finger sandwiches on a little plate on the coffee table. They're kind of like cucumber sandwiches, but these people are obviously not British, so they didn't use the right kind of cucumbers.
Oh no.
Soggy.
I'm trying to be polite, and because they seem like the sort of people who are really into like guest right.
Right.
So, Gorlois, with his huge hands, has a tiny little sandwich in the middle of his hand, and he's holding it between his fingers, with his hand underneath to catch the crumbs. Not eating it, just holding it, as if he's about to take a bite at any moment, because that's a polite thing to do.
I will do one of these things. Voila.
Yes.
The pinky. Pinky up.
Pinky?
With your sandwich. Yeah.
That affectation is actually created by the film industry. Pay no attention.
Yes. For hilarity. Anyway.
And then the motherly figure, she heads out and she comes back with a tray of cookies, and then the next thing that comes out is a full tea set. It's a full tea set, but it doesn't all come from the same pattern.
Mismatched tea set, yes.
Yes,
Classic.
completely mismatched.
Well, if it's completely mismatched, if there's no two teacups identical, that's even more awesome than one where it's from three sets.
It's quite mismatched. There might be a couple of pieces in there that are the same, but it might take a little while to find them. And there's a couple of them that have a couple of little chips out of them, and character. And the teenager excitedly pours tea for everybody, and she looks like she's about to explode out of excitement, but she's managing not to actually bubble over and continually talk like she really, really wants to, and it's really clear she wants to. Finally, when everybody gets settled, the older one pipes up and says, "I suppose you have questions?"
Yes, several.
Would you like to ask them?
Okay then.
Firstly, you said in your letter that you could foretell the future. Could you expand on this a bit? In what way can you tell the future?
Oh, well, we see visions.
All
At
right.
first, we started to see them, and she gives a time when she said several months ago, or no, a couple of years ago, let's say, and that's about the same time when the first flux events started happening. She says, back then when it first was starting, we didn't actually know that what we were seeing was the future. It was small things here and there, and then the mother pipes up and she says, yes, it was like you knew that a light was about to turn green, or you saw a flash of water boiling. It was never anything that was terribly important or terribly interesting. It wasn't until later when we all started sharing our stories that we realized what we were seeing. And then the elderly one goes on to say, but lately they haven't been quite so tame. And we realized we needed to do something about that.
Go on.
So, says the teenager, we totally had to call you guys and let you know so that you could come and you could see what we had to show you. We saw the most amazing things in the cauldron. You would not believe it.
Can you show us? Can you show us this cauldron?
So why did you reach out to us?
Well, says the mother, that has to do with the nature of the things that we've seen. The most recent thing, we all shared some version of this, had to do with the city. It was ash and dust and flame and molten rock, except for 3 major campuses in the city: Valiant, Omnicorp, and Globex Power. Those 3 remained standing with everything else destroyed. All of the freeways were gone, all of the parking lots were gone, and there were just the teenager jumps in and she says, "There were rivers of blood."
Nice.
And big armies, huge armies in medieval armor fighting one another. And I saw the Pendragon standard and I recognized it. Yes.
Excellent.
The older one. So we determined that the Illuminati is preparing to take over the world. And these 3 corporations form the 3 arms of the Illuminati. One represents order, one represents chaos, and one represents balance. We figure you must be the ones representing balance.
Probably.
That would be nice.
We do our best.
Sometimes I think the chaos is on a little on the heavy side, but
We do our best.
It was just one bar fight. Not bad.
And I heard Gurley started it.
He totally started it. That guy, I mean, you guys don't know, but when we go out, he is off the hook.
But in between when they go out, it's nothing but order.
Goa does not react to that in the slightest. He just lets it go, lets people have their suspicions.
Oh, he's reacting on the inside.
Yes.
So that's a vision you've had of what is to come to pass. What have you seen? What visions have you seen thus far that have already occurred?
Oh. Well, says the teenager, just the other night I saw a vision about that. It was like a couple weeks ago. There was some weird thing that happened at. She's like looks at her mom out of the corner of her eyes, like she's gonna get in trouble for saying this. At one of those clubs, right? And there was like these giant, naked, hairless. They look like rats. They were. I saw you.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So that's something. And I actually saw that I was going to get an A on the test that I'm taking tomorrow.
Well, if you can see what the answers are going to be, that's a pretty sweet power.
Gorwa
I
might
haven't
have
tried.
smiled at that. Hard to tell.
The mother sighs and she says, you wanted to see our cauldron? Was that?
Yes, very much so.
All right, well, it's in the kitchen, naturally, where cauldrons usually are. Come this way.
I go that way.
Anybody, who else is going with?
I'll go with.
Guys, it's a real-life cauldron. It's sight.
Why
That's
do you keep
not
losing
science.
people? Every time I look over, there's fewer of you.
Too, but
Gorwa is going to actually sit with the crone.
Okay. Galahad's gonna hang out in the living room too. Alright, so who's going again?
I'm checking out
Druid?
the cauldron.
I
D3.
think the food. I mean, lady.
Okay. Alright.
I'll
What's
follow.
Bert doing?
Yeah, I'll follow to the cauldron too, and point out that no, that is not science.
Where'd Chris go?
He might have dropped off. He actually just went to go get some water. So
Okay. Well. Alright. For everybody that goes to the cauldron.
oh, he says his system crashed.
Oh,
Yeah.
bummer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's harsh.
Thank you, Google.
Well, Gawain has decided not to look at the cauldron then. You guys will have to fill him in. All right, for those of you who go to look at the cauldron, it's a large cast iron cauldron that's hanging in an old style, really old style fireplace. Ooh, that was fun. Woo. And it's iron cauldron, and it's filled up to about to where it starts to get narrow again with water, but it looks like there's just water in there. And the mother she walks over and she mentions to it, we're a traditional Wiccan family, so we keep the cauldron around for special occasions and events and things like that. I mean, it used to just be that, but recently, if you look into it long enough, us and other people around us, some people, the visions are more intense than others. Some of them, they're a lot lighter. I mean, look for yourself and see what you see.
You've got it.
No problem. As everybody looks down into the cauldron, it feels like the air is being sucked out of the room, and you're almost enter into a vacuum. You can't really hear anything else, but the entire thing that takes up your vision is what you see in the cauldron. And the first thing you see is a brief flash of flame that comes across your vision, and then you feel that you feel and hear the swish of powerful wings and the sound of scales as they scrape across stone, followed by a piercing, roaring screech. And then after that, all you hear are screams and screams. Then the image of the scales and the wings slide by your vision, and the water is still before it becomes clear the scene has changed into that of a pond. Little flowers pop up from beneath the surface, and they look like they're floating right there in the cauldron, and you could reach them, but you can't. And they're part of the vision that you're seeing. But they form a circle around the perimeter of this pond, and then each one starts to disappear as a thick mist comes together and floats along the surface of the pond. Just before the mist gets too thick for you to actually see the water below it, in the very center of the pond, a boat floats into view. And in it lies the perfectly preserved corpse of King Arthur, holding Excalibur to his chest. He's clothed in simple, fine garments, wearing the Pendragon tabard, and his body looks whole and healed. As he floats into the scene, it focuses on his face, quiet and peaceful in his death, and then his eyes snap open. And as they do, the scene goes dark, and you're standing back in a suburban kitchen.
Wow. So, the fire worm, y'all, it's a dragon. A faux real dragon. Are you hyped? I am hyped for the dragon.
Well,
Also,
says the mother. The teenager's like bouncing up and down in excitement.
Will she high five me?
Yes, totally.
Yes, high five for the fire worm, y'all. Get hyped. Oh, also, King Arthur was there, coming back from Avalon.
Yeah. But all that's important is the dragon?
No.
No, because when King Arthur is there, it's going to be cool, and we'll hang out, and it'll be awesome. But I'm going to have to fight the dragon.
Yeah, maybe. So the teenager says, so, okay, listen. I run this website. It's called, you might have heard of it, because you might have heard of it. It's called Practical Wicca for the Future. Have you heard of it? No? Okay. Well, anyways, a friend of mine on the site told me that if you could count the lines on a 2015 $20 bill using a microscope, you could determine the day the prophecy of the once and future will come true.
That sounds like a lie someone would tell. So
No, I totally think it's legit. I just need a $20 bill from 2015.
Oh.
Hold on, let me check my pocket.
Well,
No, none of you have any paper cash.
no.
And after we retrieve that, we shall need a shrubbery.
Antiques, so
Oh,
Keep your
yeah.
eyes out.
so I can try and figure out where I can find one.
Yeah. Yeah, if you find one, that would be totally awesome. I have a microscope, too. I can use it.
I bookmarked her website on my phone.
By the way, because I neglected to actually introduce them, the maiden is named Lunette, the mother is named Branwyn, and the crone is named Vivian.
While this is going on in the kitchen, Gorlois is engaging Vivian in conversation, drinking tea and nibbling sandwiches, and wants to know where they got the cauldron.
Oh, well, we've had it in the family for some time. I actually picked it up when I was a young girl. Oh, it was a fantastic convention.
So you bought it.
That's way back then, but it's been in the family and really sitting there. I mean, I have this enormous fireplace in the kitchen. Who has fireplaces in the kitchen anymore? I have no idea why they built it there, but they did, and it seemed like a perfect place to put it.
Not exactly the most mythic of origins.
Looking around at your house and various and sundry things, can I tell if any of this stuff is like how much of it is like legit magic, and how much of it is just kind of wind chimes?
Oh, probably about, yeah. Should I make you roll for that? That's a...
Yeah, make him roll.
Like a magic plus something, or just like a straight magic roll?
Did we do like magic plus knowledge for...
Yeah, I can do that.
Let's do like a weird, to those things. Core value roll.
I got a 10.
Okay. Yeah. Probably about 75% of it is tchotchkes. Little things you get around here. About 75% of it is non-magical tchotchkes. There's the occasional slightly magical tchotchke here and there, maybe something that imbues a little bit of luck or, charisma or something along those lines. Nothing really major. The cauldron itself, interestingly, you don't feel any magic coming off of the cauldron itself. It's the water that you seem to actually feel something coming off of. And, yeah, it's the water.
Do I get that same feeling coming from, say, the tea?
No.
Oh,
The
that
tea
would
is
be
not
awesome.
magic.
So it's not like their tap water is magic.
It's poor tap water. The cauldron seems fairly innocuous. If the water, but it's kind of hard to tell exactly how it's happening.
Okay. I'll straight up ask, is there anything different about the water you use in the cauldron than, say, the water you use in the tea or what I'm presuming is watering your mini plants?
Yes. We buy only Evian to put in that cauldron.
Do you put anything else in it other than the Evian?
No, just the Evian. It's got minerals in it.
Well, it is from a natural spring. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. All right. Well, thus far everything seems very interesting. Y'all haven't had any sort of weird first-hand non-cauldron experiences with any, I don't know, dragons or weird guys with claws, vampire-esque things?
No, but I've always wanted to as a teenager, especially with vampires.
Now, be
Vampires
careful,
are bi.
because a lot of vampires that you meet will say that they're like an old guy who's just fallen in love with you, but really they're just like 40. So a lot of them.
Not stupid.
I know. You just say like heads up. If a guy says he like saw the crucifixion, he really just saw Woodstock in theaters.
Right.
Right.
But vampires, right? Have you seen any dragons?
Yeah, just now.
No, not that one. Any other dragons, like real dragons, like not in the cauldron?
No, but I saw those mole rats. So that was a fun day.
Those didn't look like very exciting creatures to fight, I have to admit.
I know. That's why I'm very psyched about the dragon. Y'all don't get your Evian from like a special like head shop or anything, do you?
No, I get it from Safeway.
I love Safeway. Well, so far nothing here seems terribly dangerous and thus far is kind of accurate. So if it's all right with the rest of my team, I think we're going to talk to our bosses about you and see what they think.
That's amazing.
All right. Here's my email -- phone number. Here's the number for my wand guy. If you're looking for a wand guy. And
I want a wand.
Right?
I want a wand. It's like Harry Potter. Oh my god.
It's like carrots.
You got cut off there, Arthur.
Okay. No, it's equally exciting. All right then, we are off to a magical place to investigate something that's not a Starbucks.
Okay.
It's very hush hush. We got to keep it on the QT. But between you and me, there might be an ancient ruin. So we're gonna have our boss give you a call, and
the Lunette sees you to the door as her mother and grandmother are cleaning up, and she's like, do you think that this position maybe comes with some pay? See, our car.
Oh, the Lincoln.
Yeah, that's our car. It doesn't work.
Okay, I will talk. That's not really my department, but I will see.
And grandma, she's kind of sick and she needs hospital care and bills to be paid and there's rent and
Wait, you rent this place?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, I tell you what, I'll look into it.
Okay.
All right. If you get any other competing offers, though, give us a call, and we'll see if we can match it.
Oh. Really? We could do that?
No, that would be evil.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we don't want to be evil. That would be evil. Okay. Well, thanks for coming.
It was lovely to meet you, Lynette. It was lovely to meet you, Miss Bronwyn and Miss Vivian. You stay safe. Anybody else got anything?
Nobody else has any.
I'll just let him know if I find a $20 bill from 2015.
Awesome. They give you their email addresses and whatnot and everything, but they're super secret. They don't tell anybody what our email addresses are. We don't want to get any spam.
Keep it on the DL.
If you share it on the internet, make sure that you put the @ symbol as a word. It's like dash, @ dash, and then just in case. Otherwise, because then the spam comes. That's how it happens.
Yeah, that's how it happens.
All right. You guys leave. Then I take it.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, they were nice.
They
Many thanks to the witches.
It seemed perfectly nice. That seemed like a legit vision, but it also might have been LSD. But Lance did say to make sure that they were harmless, and so far they seem pretty harmless. There wasn't anything in there that magically that seemed really dangerous. It was mostly just all kind of wind chimes, maybe a couple little trinkets here and there, no crazy big relics that I saw. So thus far they seem pretty harmless. They had a vision of us with the mole rats, and we all kind of had the same vision about Arthur, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, the people that were in the living room didn't have that vision. You might want to share it.
Yeah.
Oh, I experienced. There were these daisies and like claws and scraping and scales, and then the daisies started to die, and this mist came over the lake, and then there was King A-Train there with the Excalibur.
You see, I saw them as lilies and bluebells.
Also those.
Okay.
It's strange, and I drank the tea too, and I didn't have any of those effects.
No, it was mostly in the cauldron. There seemed something magically wiki-wonky about the water in there. The cauldron wasn't especially magical.
Mm-hmm.
So I kept asking about the water.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes when you put two things together magically, they can have like a weird flux effect. So, possible. But again, also possibly LSD.
Well, what about the vision that you saw then?
The one that I saw?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that LSD?
Possibly. Unlikely. If we all had the same vision. It's very unlikely that we all just happen to have the same drug trip. But I'm not willing to rule it out.
Huh.
But incredibly
So you saw a dragon, is that what you said?
Dragon-esque. There were scales, there were screaming, there was...
It could have been a wyvern or a basilisk or Galahad just starts naming off scaled mythical creatures.
It had wings. It could have been a cockatrice.
Yeah, cockatrice, yeah.
I didn't major in dragons, alright?
What?
I didn't major in dragons.
What did you major in then?
Why wouldn't you major in dragons?
I majored in being able to turn that Lincoln into a giant monster.
Can you do that?
Yes. It will take a couple of spells, but I can animate the Lincoln.
Galahad says, I want to fight the Lincoln. Come on.
We're fighting Lincoln now?
The Lincoln.
Oh,
That's the early car. Don't animate the car. All right.
Animate the car. I want to fight.
There'll be so many things to fight. And then you'd break into a bar and have to get a boot, because that's the only way to kill Lincoln.
Oh, that's sad. All right. I take it you're heading to the church now.
Yes.
The church. Okay, as you head into what's part of town was that, did I say?
I think
know
you
I
said
said the one.
you're kind of wait, no. You said it was your Omnicore.
Yes, but I can't remember which one that actually is. Luckily, I have it. Woodland. Okay. So it's in Woodland. And the church itself is up on a hill, and it literally sits in the shadow of the Omnicorp buildings. I mean, they're a little bit away, so it's, it's not like right next to it, but the shadow that they cast does come over the church. These huge, huge mega buildings.
That's intimidating.
It is, right? But the church itself, it's standing there. It's got spires. It looks like it probably hasn't really changed that much since it was first built in the late 19th century. It's just absolutely gorgeous. But most of the actual work in the glass is early 20th century, and it's absolutely beautiful. There's a theme to this particular artwork for any of you that are actually paying attention to the stained glass, like Galahad is. It's very humble theme. Whereas you see over the doorway, you see an image of Jesus in gold and black. It's very Art Deco, and it's very it would look like it was made in maybe this particular window was made in the 20s or the 30s, and it's got Jesus in the middle. But instead of having saints on the side, instead it has a lumberjack on one side and a fisherman on the other side, representing the two major industries that came out of the Seattle area in that particular time. If you think about it in an artistic way, it's a way of saying that Jesus is of the people and needs to remember the little people, the simpler people. It's a very Camelotian feel to it in a way. I made that word up.
Camelot.
Arthurian.
Arthurian. On the inside, it's a beautiful Catholic church. It's got the water thing. There's a thing with water in it.
Ah, the water thing.
It's a water feature. Every a water feature.
It's probably a fire feature around somewhere.
He's used by the Jesus guy.
And there's, it's a very typical, very beautiful, very preserved Catholic church. Some of the research you may have done before getting here. I don't think I told you everything. Let me make sure. That's not what I wanted to look at. Is Kat listening?
Yes.
See her face.
She's lying down because her back is hurting, but she's on the little love seat right next to us. Here she is.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Okay, so Kat, I told you a little bit about the 4 people that were hired at the club under unusual circumstances. Here's a little bit more about them that Merlin was able to you and Merlin together were able to actually piece out.
Okay.
I mentioned that they had all been tagged by Merlin as being possible suspicious people at previous Flux events. What that basically means is that they were present at a Flux event, which kind of means that Merlin kind of keeps track of them a little bit in case something happens to them, like they mysteriously turn into a sanguivore, or they mysteriously turn into a succubus and kill their husband, or something along those lines. They can kind of keep an eye on the ones that have been exposed. But these ones, they haven't actually come up under anything Flux event related, except for what you guys just actually dealt with. One of them was from a mass sanguivore outbreak that happened about 6 months ago. All you have of that person is a picture. Another one was from a succubus attack at a brothel close to the Nine Circles Club only last month. That one you also have only identified with a picture. The last 2 you actually have names for. There was a wyvern attack about 4 months ago. The victim lost her father. She's identified as Winona Lamb, and you know that only because her father died. You were able to pick that out. And then the youngest one is a 19-year-old kid by the name of Jeffrey, who saw his mother turn into a succubus and copulate with and kill his father in front of him. horribly screwed up people.
Oh, we could probably find him in a therapist's office.
Yeah, really.
You have no addresses for them, unfortunately. What you have discovered is that they're all tagged as Globex employees. So finding further data is incredibly difficult, as they are one of the biggest security companies in the city, and they're like the mega corporation of the mega corporations in a sense. They're evil too. I mean, yeah, and they exploit their workers like no tomorrow.
More evil.
More evil, yeah, like evil.
Not evil, like Exxon, but legit evil.
Evil. Probably legit evil too.
Flamboyantly evil.
Was that Cat? I missed it.
Sorry, no, just for my clarification, are these the same 4 people that you said listed their addresses in the quarantine zone at not a real address? Or is that a different...
Yeah, that wasn't... Yeah, that wasn't a real address. That was like a drop center, drop zone.
It's the same 4 folks, right?
Same 4 people, though.
Exactly, yeah, same 4 people.
Okay.
And so that's where your trail looking for these people ends. I think that's all the information I need to disseminate. All right, what do you need to do with the church?
Okay, before we go in, we need to have sort of a plan. Mostly what I need to do is I need to be able to go and downstairs into like this basement thing and see if there are any ruins like in the last place. Now, this place did not burn down in the 1889 fire, so presumably there's. But if it cross matches with everything else, there's going to be some other like flux type thing down there. Maybe some more rooms. So I would like to be able to go down there and see what's what. I'm not great at sneaking, so I might need to turn myself invisible unless we can like get like an official tour or whatever and get down there and I sneak off to whatever like area when the priest says, "Oh, we don't do this." I figured a good cover would be to say that we're studying it for the architecture for a paper we're writing. Anybody else? Other ideas?
Oh.
Yeah, you guys talk amongst yourself. I want to hear you actually talk this out.
Okay.
I'm not much of an academic, and I can't really pass for one. So once we get the lay of the land in there, I shall stay at where I can see the entrance to where you've gone, in case anybody comes along to interrupt whatever it is you're doing.
I could either work it one of 2 ways. I have antique knowledge, so I could try and chat up and ask questions about the various artifacts in the church, or we could try and like see if we could use it for an event or a photo shoot or something like that.
Photo shoot is a good idea.
Photo shoot, Galahad says.
Both of those ideas. I say we make you a front man on this.
What?
I say we make. I turn to D&3 and I say you're our front man on this.
All right.
Face.
I'll use this.
In my head, I see like the big dumb fighters always in the back, kind of like letting everybody else do the talking. Right. So.
Anybody else have any ideas before we walk in there, possibly to our deaths? Cool. Everybody good with dying? I'm gonna get high.
Yes.
Every day is a good day to die.
Just
Absolutely.
Just keep in mind that dying will reflect poorly on your next quarterly report.
We're knights. We were born to die.
I was a wizard. I'm born to make weird stuff happen and run away.
Yeah. All right, so D3 is going to lead the charge.
That's the plan.
Yeah. I'll stop at the font first and kind of, and
I will also do the
A little behind the ear.
oh no,
Go
I
ahead.
think we lost Gawain again.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Stupid computers. Not computing right.
Yeah. Yeah, so say we walk into the church, just gonna look around admiringly, see what I notice. Should I do a roll see if I notice anything in particular that would be a conversation starter?
Yes.
As far as...
What's that? You have antiques, right? So it would be the
Yeah,
knowledge.
I have antiques at 2.
Antique. Yeah.
So is that just the 2, or is it knowledge plus the antiques?
It's knowledge plus antiques. Plus
Okay.
your flux roll.
I got a 5 plus 4, 9.
Plus 4, 9. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me think of something good. I already told you about the windows. I'm gonna find something else. There's a particularly beautiful, like in the corner where they put Mary,
Mm-hmm.
is absolutely particularly beautiful. That statue you recognize as one that is fairly old.
Okay.
It comes from it's still 20th century, but you're actually able to recognize the artist who actually created this particular one.
All right.
And donate it to the church.
Is it one of the rare Singer Sargent sculptures?
Okay, I already know what that is. Go for it.
I totally made that up, but
Awesome. Yeah, exactly. There is a priest in there. He's a slightly older Latino man who's got a paunch belly, and he's got his what is the normal like day-to-day stuff? Are those considered vestments? The vestments is the fancy clothes, right?
yeah, the vestments are the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's wearing something ecclesiastical but not fancy, it might be a cassock.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what a cassock is, right?
No, I kind of do.
Cassock is like that floor-length jacket with buttons.
Yes. Okay. Yes, that works. Something like that. But he looks like he just came out of confession, actually, of being the priest on the other side of the thing. My husband is actually a recovering Catholic, and every time I talk about Catholicism and get everything wrong, I am always like very aware of that.
There's plenty of priests, though, that if it's not Sunday, they're just in like a black shirt and black pants with a collar.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, but he looks like he's been doing some kind of priestly duties at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Nothing
Well, the
really
cassock
too
would
heavy.
be appropriate, yes.
Yeah,
He's been boiling
exactly.
the holy water or something.
Is
Yeah.
there anyone else in the church? Like, is it confession hours or anything like that?
It's confession hours. There's like a couple of people here and there scattered. Scattered around, but there isn't really a big crowd of anything. The priest he's walking around. He's lighting candles at the moment. It seems really mellow at the moment.
So
Alright.
we're still in the initial, like, settling in, finding things, whatnot. Can I sort of search for signals, see what's going on, what's the ins and outs around here?
You want to check out the Wi-Fi?
Come on.
Does that sound right? Yeah. Make me a hacking roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna find some dice on it.
There you go.
Okay.
Woo! You got an explodey dice.
Oh, yeah, I get to re-roll that, right?
Yeah.
11, 21.
Okay. All right. There is very little actual network here. The building has been largely preserved so that it's not as loud and echoey, and it doesn't have like Wi-Fi connections every other place and things going on all over the place. There is definitely a Wi-Fi signal. There's also an RFID signal, and there's basically some coming from what you feel like is probably the offices area, and then there's something that's actually connecting to something deep underground. And that's about the only two real systems that are located there. You have to get closer to the one that's underground in order to hack into it.
All right, I guess I'm going to the basement with these guys then. That's where you go.
Now you just got to get down there.
Yeah, now we got to figure out how to get down there.
All right. So, I say we, I'm going to walk purposely over towards the Mary and, start to admire it.
He has a name. Just because he's a priest. That's rude.
The statue.
Oh, never mind. Sorry.
What are the rest of you doing?
Well, if everybody's got an idea of how to get to where they're going, then Gorwa is hunting around for a good place to innocuously keep an eye on it, so we can warn them if somebody's coming.
There's several entrances and exits to the church because it's a church, but
Right.
the main place with all the pews, is that the sanctuary?
Yes,
No.
that's the sanctuary.
I gotta really just turn my... The sanctuary, if you stick around there and kind of towards the middle of the center aisle, you kind of have a pretty good view of all of the entry and exits that are in this main building at the very least.
Okay, Gorwa will sit in a spot in the sanctuary where you can keep an eye on things.
Galahad will mill about and look a little threatening. She always looks threatening.
I will mill about and look crazy. That's not
always
true. Because it's a Catholic church, and I'm obtaining to all the superstitions, and I do the water thing, and I go up. Ooh, candles! I'm gonna light some candles because I don't want the Catholic ghosts to take my soul.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how it works.
It works just like that.
Is this building old enough to still have the nosebleed seats up on the second floor?
I know it is not.
No. Okay. Then
There are 4 towers, but in one of the towers is the bells.
Right. Okay. Then I'll just I'll stay in the main area, just all the way towards the back, then just to watch.
Okay.
All right, so I'll move towards the priest and just
He's kind of making his way towards the area with the Mary in it, so you kind of can have a natural meeting in the middle thing.
yeah, and I'll just say, Father, this is a gorgeous statue. How long has it been in this church?
Oh, well, we've had it since it was generously contributed to us, I believe in 1912, if I remember correctly. Not that I was there, but just the history. Aren't I funny?
I mean, I believe it's a very rare sculpture.
Oh, indeed it is. We have some of the most amazing pieces here, all kept in pristine order. Thank goodness for Omnicore's generous security and the actual financial assistance required to keep this place open. Otherwise, we would have folded and become another megachurch, just like the others. It's just It's wonderful to be able to maintain this beauty and to keep these pieces where they can truly be admired and loved. Do you have a special connection to the Virgin yourself?
Yes. Actually, I'm still a virgin. So
Really?
I'd rather not have people know that. But
good for you. Good for you. Saving it for marriage. That's
yeah.
That's to be commended.
Saving it for the right one.
The phrase technical version comes to mind.
Quiet. Yeah, I pass by this church quite frequently, and I'm actually here for a friend who was looking for a place where she could do some fashion shoots for her clothing line, and looking for the right place that would have the right feeling to sort of present
Oh. I see. Yes, I understand. I would have to, of course, approve the fashion. It needs to be appropriately modest for.
Of course.
And we do take donations for
yes
such events. The more generous the donation, the more willing we are.
Of course. Now, if we're going to pursue this, would it be possible to kind of look around and see what the shots would look like? I mean, could we have a tour? Would that be possible?
Oh, absolutely. I give tours all the time. I love to give tours of this place.
Great. Can we do it now?
Sure. Absolutely. Just give me one moment to finish lighting all these candles. Are all of these people with you?
Yes. Some of them are just going to, sit and, absorb the vibe of the church, and others I'm sure will come with to kind of get the logistics of the, what we need for the shoot.
I love giving tours to groups. It's fascinating. I love talking about everything that is around here, and we will have a wonderful time, I assure you. Just give me 5 minutes and meet me up there by the altar, and I will begin the tour.
Great.
All right. So everybody who's going on the tour.
Tour's on. Whoever wants to come, meet by the altar.
Who's going on the tour?
Okay. Does anybody want to sneak off the tour and try and find the basement area while we are preoccupying Priest?
Wait and see if that's part of what you're going to do.
Fair enough. In that case, the tour.
All right, who's going on the tour?
Yeah.
We are.
Everybody?
I think so.
Okay.
Um,
All right. All right, everybody meets up front. And the priest, he finishes up with all of his candle lighting and double checks the confession booth, make sure there's nobody in it, but just make sure that everything's okay. Then he comes up and he meets you. He's a big grin on his face, very, very happy to talk about this. He says, well, let's start back here at the font, and so he walks you through from the very beginning of the church all the way through, talks about the pews and where they came from, and each of the individual windows has its own history and was donated by a people that he talks about. A few of them that have been destroyed over the years in various riots and things, and they've had to be replaced with other ones. I guess finally to the back of the altar has its own huge history and everything on it and around it, the crucifix, the whole shebang. Yeah, it's just kind of like Galahad looks like she's gonna fall asleep standing, which something knights learn to do. And then he finally kind of gets to the end and he says,
Gorwa leans down to Galahad, and it's completely straight-faced. No, that would be out of character. Never mind. I was going to try to break her up, but no, never mind.
You can do it without trying to do it.
Yeah, except it's almost 11 o'clock on a Friday, and I'm not that witty either. So.
All right. Finally, towards the end, he says, he actually takes you into the first couple of sub-basements and, shows you where AA meets and where all of the various things are done. And then he says, there's some more history below, but unfortunately, Omnicore has requested that we keep it under lock and key. I wanted to show it off to everybody because I do so love this period and everything, and it's amazing. This place, but
is there a crypt below? Is that?
I don't know if I would call it a crypt. We'd never found it before. It was a strange thing. Here, I'll take you to the door. You can see a little bit through the door.
Yeah, that'd be great.
He takes you right up to the door that leads into the altars. It's down about several sub-basements, and then down into an excavated hallway. It looks like maybe they were thinking of expanding the wine cellar when they found this particular interest into an altar. Unfortunately, however, it's been locked up and closed with very thick, military strength-looking steel door that nevertheless has a little window in it. But it's also got next to it a lock. And this is an electronic lock that takes a biometric scan, a full biometric scan, and a voice authorization, and an RFID tag in order to enter it, which Kat's character knows immediately upon sight. Inside the little tiny window, you can see that there's a nice dark altar room that looks very similar to the one that you are in, but way more runes written on the walls. And the runes on the floor aren't really on the floor. They're actually on an upraised kind of well. It looks like there might be some water kind of flickering in there.
And we can communicate with our iPhones, right? Without saying anything. So I'll just send Kat a message and say, do you want me to take him down the hall and you can hang back and try and break that lock?
Before I break into the
Military style.
Yeah.
Or you have to see her face for this. She's like a cat who ate the canary.
Really? No, before I do all that, can I get that signal that I pinged on before? Can I get that from this side of the door?
From this side of the door? Yeah.
So I can access whatever it's sending.
Yeah, the signal's coming through loud and clear. You could hop into the access control point, and you could take anybody with you that you wanted to.
Okay. So yeah, let's magic guy hang out with me. I don't remember any of your characters' names. I'm terribly sorry.
It's Glenn, but you can call me Vitamin G.
No!
Everyone on the chat, just to be screams, no!
Yeah, and if there's a distraction that wants to be presented to the priest person, that would be very helpful. So I'm about to tear this shit up.
All right, so I'll just say to the priest, this is gorgeous. Can you show me the bell tower?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's right this way.
All right, so, and I'll start asking him some questions to kind of distract him down the hall,
Yep.
and you guys can just hang back.
I'm actually going to follow behind her and the priest to make it feel like the crowd is still there until we get to whatever T intersection or doorway or what have you that leads to the door that they're breaking into, so that I can keep watch from there.
Okay. All right. Who's going into the net?
I've never done it before, so I'll do it.
There's the two of you for sure.
Taking Wizard with me because he knows about the magic, and I know nothing about magic. No. Does anybody else want to jump in?
Galahad definitely wants to go.
Is there a limit to the amount of people?
No. You make a roll. Let's see, what is it? You make... I'm not actually going to make you make this roll. Okay, actually, the first roll that you're going to make is for you to get in. And then you're going to make a roll to connect everybody's iPhones to avatars on there who wants to actually come in with you.
Okay.
You'll be more virtually there than everybody else, but they'll all be there. And they can help you in any way that they normally would.
All right.
So the first roll that I want you to make is going to be, one of your hacking rolls. All of your target numbers are reduced by 2. So at a target of... That's a good one. Let's see. Let's give you a target number of 13, 12, 11 to get in.
18.
All right. So you pop in, and I'm going to take us to a different Roll20 page. Out over here. And you're in what looks like a very cyberpunky kind of place where it's like it's all blue, and there's like bits of code flying all over the place, and you're standing in what on this like kind of transparent, almost looks like Tron-like area, and it's a fairly simple node, this one, in that where you're standing, the pathway goes straight forward and then splits off to two sides, so it forms a bit of a plus sign. Not a cross, just plus sign. And on each of those ends are going to be what you need to defeat in order to unlock the biometric scan, then the voice scan, and then finally the RFID scan. If you can defeat all of them, you'll be able to unlock it.
Okay.
Now you can bring in whoever you want now by making one more knowledge plus sciences computer check, so that you can link into their iPhones. And I'm going to make that at a target of 13.
16.
How much? 16?
16, yeah.
All right. Whoever wants to go in, drag your character on Roll20 into the scene. So, okay. Okay, so a couple of you are heading up to the bell tower. Gorloy is keeping watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see my fella.
What are Bert and Gawain doing?
I will head to the bell tower as well, just to make sure that we don't ever have just one person anywhere.
Okay.
Also because I'm far more noticeable if I leave.
Okay. Chris, what about you?
I'll just follow Galahad.
Okay, she's going into the net.
All right then. Keep an eye on her.
Alright. Yeah. There need to be more things on this thing. Where are you all?
I
can't find my Galahad.
My
I
stuff is
gotta
not
go.
loading properly.
I'm
so.
getting you guys. I'm finding
Okay.
you. Who's the other one? Wait, there you are. No, I already got you. Who am I missing? Oh yeah, the wizard. All right, there. Now I got all you guys. I think. Celia has to be in front because she's the hacker. She'll be in front with Galahad. You're gonna be in back. See how it
Yeah,
is.
like a wizard.
Shifty wizards. All right. All right, you all appear in the same place. Galahad is fascinated with this. She's like looking at her hand. Look, I can see my hand if I put it up in front of my face.
We're in the net. I don't need drugs to enjoy this, just to enhance it.
Can I order a burger from here?
Awesome.
Does it work that way? All right. So, what do you want to tackle first? You have before you, at the far end is the RFID, and that looks like a giant digital dragon. On the platform on your right, you have a large digital bear, and on the one on your left, you have a digital naked lady singing.
I'm sorry. Did I hear that right? A digital naked lady
Yeah, singing.
singing. Okay, that's helpful. I will go with the naked lady first. So it's my first choice. Naked lady.
Okay, so how are you going to approach this? You're going to walk up to her and say, yo?
Yes.
Yo, naked lady, how's it going?
You met Ted?
Does she have a
as
virtual
it-
tip jar because she's singing?
Does she have a virtual what?
Tip jar? Because she's singing?
No. However, as you get closer, I would like you to make a roll. This is going to be everybody who's there, a magic plus metal roll. And not that kind of metal.
Oh.
Here.
8.
Well,
I rolled a 5 and Arthur rolled, what?
12.
12.
Okay. You rolled a 5?
Yeah, I don't have much metal and I have 0 magic.
Oh, wow, that sucks to be you.
Exactly.
The siren's voice carries over and halts in their steps. Anybody who rolled lower than an 8, which is Galahad. Who else? Did everybody else pass?
I did not.
I rolled exactly an 8.
Okay, you're good. Okay, so Galahad and Celia are they just like stop in their tracks and they look mesmerized, staring at her with loving eyes. Which leaves Gawain and Glenn to do something about it.
All right, should we roll initiative, or are we just doing the thing?
She's actually busy attacking you guys, so you get an attack in before we'll go to initiative.
Okay, I will whip out my silver wand, and is there like a virtual sound generator, like if we brought our phones with us or something that I can manipulate to create a just deafening high-pitched noise that will cancel out any other noise?
Do you have? Can you hack?
No, I cannot hack. This would be a spell.
Can you cast a? Okay.
It would be a technomancy spell. So
Yeah. Let's see. Let me give you a nice high target number for that. Your target number will be. Let me think about this for a second. 13.
you got it. All right. 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 5 is 15.
Good deal. So what are you trying to do with that again?
I'm trying to create, like, we're inside the machine. So the machine clearly has, like, speakers and audio. And so I'm trying to cancel out her singing with this just annoying, deafening, screeching alarm. So while she's going la la la, they hear a
Okay, so you basically make cacophony happen.
exactly.
And Gorloy, where you are standing in the hallway, all of a sudden the terminal that you actually use to sign into it starts making the most god awful noises. It doesn't actually sound like it's a consistent alarm of any sort. It's like the thing is just going haywire and making every noise that it possibly can at the same time. Just FYI. The effect on her is that, well, you guys don't have to worry about her singing anymore. That means Gawain gets a...
deafened by the alarm.
Oh, yeah. Now you just be deaf. Well, if everybody's deaf, it solves the problem, right?
Sort of?
All right, Gawain, you get a shot in before it's time to run to initiative. Did you hear me, Chris? Where is the thing? Here it is. There you are. Poor thing.
Anyway, I honestly have no freaking clue what's going on. I'm only hearing like every third word.
Oh, well, it's pretty easy. You're fighting a siren, so all you have to do is hit it with some.
Ah, good. I can do that. Almost
Pretty
certainly.
good.
Or not even a little bit. Snake eyes.
Oh no. Okay. What's your metal plus what is it? Strength plus getting medieval by itself.
Strength plus getting medieval?
Yeah.
Or metal plus getting medieval?
Strength.
Okay.
I'm assuming
7.
7? Okay.
Yeah.
That does not. Wait, does it? No. Trying to find where I put her stats. Hang on a second. Come out here, lady. Here you are. I'm gonna share again. Make sure I get the right one. Nope, it's not that one. Ah, it's this one. Man. There she is. Okay. That would be a swing and a miss, right? Did you figure that out already? We did. Now it's time to roll initiative. So just those of you that are in Roll20, well, I can actually roll initiative for you. Just click on your icon and then click the button that says initiative. Or click on your, what's the word I'm thinking of? Token. She has a roll. What is it? What did I say it was? All right, gang. Look at that. The hacker gets to go first.
Oh, wow.
What would you like to do?
Sorry, I was on mute.
I didn't even see it because I'm still trying to get my Hangouts window in the front. There we go. Now I can see you guys again.
Can I? Would it be okay if I just held action for right now?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
All right. So next on the list is the siren. Well, and Isabel, technically. So the siren, she's gonna. Let's see. She already did that. Around, being stunned. I've already lost her rounds. Everybody else got a hit. I forgot to mention, she is digitally naked, but she has a short sword in her hand. She lashes out with said short sword at the stunned Galahad, who is in the front. What is your defense like? Okay, so she hits. And she does. She attempts to. Ooh. She hits, but she doesn't really do much to Galahad. It bounces off of her armor.
Yay!
And now it's the next person's turn. Hey, which is Galahad? She gets to fight back. She says, have at thee. Ooh. For a hit, for sure. She's gonna what's the damage on what she's got? Oh, someday I'll have all these things memorized. Cover Steel Longsword, Strength plus 1d10. Wait, that's not the right die. Oh, and that one went on the floor!
No.
It's a tile on the floor, I have no idea where it went. Bounce. Okay, well, that's why I have more than one set of dice. Oh, she doesn't get through the defenses either. So they kind of swat at each other ineffectively.
So they're having a slap fight.
Kinda. An ineffective slap fight. All right. Now it's Glenn's turn. Wait. I think I accidentally deleted Gawain. It's actually Gawain's turn. So close.
Alright. I'll try to whack her. Or not. Snake eyes.
You get it. Wow.
Again.
You're really good at rolling those.
Yeah.
Wow, it's like Swish City here. It's like, like Galahad and her are just kind of like tinging each other a little bit, not really hurting each other. And then there's whoosh, whoosh over there. Now it's Glenn's turn, and/or whenever Celia wants to jump in.
You're just lucky HR isn't in that group.
Yeah. Glenn has had it with this thing of missing people. He's going to take out his PVC wand and cast a resize spell on Galahad that will double her size.
What'll that do for her? Let's see.
That will give her double her movement, double her melee damage, but her dodge skill is at half.
Okay.
I am going to increase the duration 4 times, which is going to give me a TN of 11.
Okay.
Which 8, 9, 10, 11, I hit. And so that should last 32 minutes.
All right. She grows to twice her size. This monster Galahad.
Exactly.
It's kind of cool. All right, Kat.
Okay, I'm basically gonna play in God mode, which means I can take my computer skill and assign that number to any core value.
Right. Yep.
So I'm gonna assign it to strength. So I have 6 in computer. So I'll move that all to strength, and basically I'm just gonna punch her in the face.
Yeah. All right.
That seems like do something. So, what happens if I roll 2 6s?
You add both of them and you roll both of them.
Yeah, they both explode.
Yeah. Exactly.
12
12.
plus 8 is 20.
Oh, I add both of these
Wait.
too.
You don't when you roll 2 dice. Aren't you taking the best of the 2?
Not when it's a 6.
If
If
it's
you roll-
2
if you roll
6s,
double
you roll.
sixes,
Okay. All right.
it's a critical hit, so you take both of them and then you can keep rolling. Just like
Okay.
if you roll 2 1s, like Chris keeps doing, he doesn't get to keep either.
Okay.
So that's 27.
27!
One hopes that hits.
Should I even bother rolling defense? But I'm going to try. See what happens. And she doesn't even come close, so you definitely hit. You're going to do strength damage. How much strength do you have now?
6.
7.
7 total?
Yeah.
And she has no damage reduction, so, and that's above. Let's see. What is her medal? Lady. I wish it was a little easier to get to my NPCs sometimes. Let's see. How many? We say 8? 1. So you kill her.
Nicely done.
You punch the hell out of her.
You punched her to death.
Awesome.
You punch her, like you punch through her, and she turns into just a big flame, just a big explosion of pixels all over the place.
That's amazing.
And then Gourlay, the noise stops, and you hear voice authorization accepted.
Awesome.
I turn to her and say, "You are the one."
Galahad high fives you.
Giant Galahad.
giant Galahad and a giant high five, or maybe it's a low five so you can reach.
The highest of fives.
And then she goes bounding towards the middle. So you have now dragon and bear.
Do I know, not that, I mean, it probably doesn't really matter, but do I know what each avatar is really? The siren was the voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bear is the biometrics. The dragon is the RFID.
Alright, so let's do biometrics next.
Alright. So we're going after the bear. So you're dead now, chick. Okay. Poor dead siren.
Wah, wah.
Just a note. In virtual combat, everybody, if I'm reading this correctly, each avatar's medal score is equal to my knowledge rank, which is 5.
Yes.
That's awesome. Forgot about that. Yes. Dead siren over here. Now we have a bear. Roar!
I love the bear.
And he comes charging at you as you come down the pathway towards him. Eager to tear you to cute little pieces.
Is it like
roll initiative.
I have to do my roll.
Bear.
Bear hasn't rolled yet. Hang on a second. Fortunately, my macro doesn't work for the NPC, so I actually have to do it by hand.
Ah.
I know. All right, Celia gets to go first again. What's with you in 11s? Damn.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
girl.
So I'm not going to punch the bear in the face.
Aww.
He might bite my hand off. So instead, okay, so GM question. In that God mode, I took that 6 and put it in strength. Do I get to reallocate it now that we're
Yeah. Yeah, I believe you get to reallocate it once every round.
So yeah, the next round he might.
Yeah, you're in the next round. So after that, so let me verify I got that right. Pretty sure I did. Blah, 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 I got no blah blah blah. Yep, you can totally redistribute them wherever you like.
Okay,
Or leave them.
I'm going to put 3 in my deafness and 3 in my metal this time.
Okay.
And then I will shoot it with an arrow, hopefully also in the face.
All right.
Alright. 9, 15, 16, 16, 17 to hit. Hopefully that hits him.
Yes, it does hit him.
I'm going to grab some D4s for damage.
dying.
Oh, I don't have another one. Alright. 4, 7, 10 damage. I wish I could afford a God knows the damage.
Yeah. You can't, can you? Well, oh, you kind of did when you made it into your strength. But...
Oh, yeah.
Alright, how much damage do you do?
10 points of damage.
10 minus 2 for its DR. Does 8 points of damage. Whoa, did you just kill it again? You just barely, but I think you did.
Surely the bear has like a pretty high battle.
Oh, well, high for a creature of its standing. You might notice that, well, you know, this is kind of easy-ish. I mean,
Almost
the
a
priest
little
has been
too
really
easy.
put up a fight getting you in there. Let me make sure that I got that right. Where the hell did its wounds go?
This does seem eerily easy. But
You know, hard enough.
Almost
Yeah, you
like
kill it.
Omnicorp wants the lock to be broken.
Almost.
Or maybe
Serious.
we're just that good.
well, I know I'm like this.
You killed the bear. You shoot an arrow into its cute bear face, and it dies a horrible death.
Oh.
Hurts a little bit when it dies. Oh, it's poor bear.
So sad.
Galahad laughs, although she hasn't gotten a chance to kill anything. And now all you have left is the dragon.
Dragon.
Who's now pissed off. Gorloy, you hear now, biometric scan accepted. That. Hey, where'd my little Mundo go? You hear it? There you are. All right, real quick though, before we actually start this round. Outside, to the individuals who are in the clock tower. It's
Bell
beautiful.
tower.
What did you say?
Bell tower.
Bell tower. Sorry, clock tower. Different kind of thing. The bell tower is quite beautiful, just as your priestly friend keeps going on and on and on about. But let's have from the I think there's 2 or 3 of you who are up in the bell tower. If you're in the bell tower, I want you to make for me a roll. Your target number. The roll is going to be. I'll tell you what the roll is in just a second, as soon as I bring up that screen. The roll is going to be wit plus instinct. Your difficulty level is going to be 9. So let me know if you get a greater than 9 if you're in the bell tower.
What is your instinct? Is that? I'm not seeing
It's
it on my
It's
character
a
sheet.
substat of wit.
It's a substat of wit.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Got it. Alright.
Yeah, I got a 13.
Oh, I got a 6.
Yeah, flux point.
2, 8. So 11.
Who else rolled?
I rolled a 13.
Okay. So D3, you're way too absorbed with the discussion that the priest is having about the particular ornamentation that surrounds this particular bell tower, and he's talking about now in grandness, like how when the bell towers ring out, they would tell all the people in the area that God is there for them, and that they could come to the church and find the succor of their Lord. In the meantime, Bert, you notice that there seem to be some black vehicles pulling up to surround the church. Many of them, like very many of them.
I will pass that information along then and let them know that it seems like we're going to have a lot of company very quickly here.
Are you telling that to the priest and
No. Just say, very interesting, and look over and using the iPhone connection.
Okay.
Let everybody know.
Everybody except the people in the net who cannot actually currently communicate with people outside the net.
Right.
Here, get this information. So that's Gorloy and
Okay.
And then I excuse myself to the restroom.
He gives you directions.
To the restroom.
I'm going to. I tell through the iPhone. I tell the others that I'm going to provide a distraction for the approaching security people, and I'm going to hightail it for the nearest exit. If I can see anything that looks like a bag or a box or something like that is, that could possibly be seen as being valuable of some kind, grab it, stick it under my arm, and book it out the nearest exit and just take off into the streets.
Take like the church candles or the cross.
No. I want something that's a container.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So you pick up a box of communion wafers?
Yeah, anything. It doesn't matter. Just something I can grab under my arm like a football and just book it.
So they can say, "What's in the box?"
Exactly.
You pick up an urn.
Okay. That'll work. That'll go under my arm quite nicely.
Oh yeah, that's definitely. It fits perfectly.
So just as they're pulling up.
You're attempting to distract them.
Yes.
I'm going to make this a wit plus. I think instinct will do on this one.
Instinct or influence?
Influence is would be more. Yeah,
okay.
I think so. You're a little farther away.
Okay. All right. Got an 11.
Okay. Let's see how stupid this is.
Wait, hold on. That was a 6, so I get to add another roll.
Okay.
Okay, so it's 12 instead of 11.
Okay. It's 12 instead of 11?
Yeah, because I only rolled a 1 in the second part.
About 5 of them peel off to chase after you, but the rest of them appear to be going to the church, and there are more arriving. Where are you going to go with your
someplace, some kind of alley or someplace where vehicles are not going to be easy to chase me with? Have they got anything in the air?
Not that you can see, no.
Okay.
Do they have any markings, since you're closer to them?
Do they have any markings?
Yeah, are they identified?
They are all blackguard.
Okay. So that's not the place that's the benefactor to this church, right?
That is the place that's the benefactor.
Yeah.
Omnicore is the corporation that that runs Blackguard.
Okay. So while I'm chatting the priest up, I'm just going to send out a message to anybody who might be following me that there's a rave that's going to happen at this church. Just to see who I can get to show up. Flash rave.
2-minute dance party.
Okay. All right. Back in the net, while this is all happening, you are now facing the dragon. And you all rolled initiative. So, Galahad and Gawain get to go first. What would you like to do, Gawain? Would you like to kill it?
I don't want to, but I suppose I don't have much choice.
You have to roll. You have to roll better than double ones to do it, though.
I did presume. Let's see. Hey, I rolled 2 6s. Oh, that's new.
It's too bad HR isn't there now.
Let's see. 23 plus. Getting medieval. 23 plus 30.
Wow.
Total.
Okay. You definitely hit it with what's the word I'm thinking? Oh yeah. You hit it with authority.
Yay!
So roll your damage.
Oh, cool. I get to 10. I get to roll again. 15 plus, so 20 damage total.
And you kill it.
Ah! Ah!
Gawain.
Isn't that nice?
poor giant Galahad didn't get to do a damn thing with her giantness. Gawain boldly steps forward, and in his major frustration that he hasn't been able to hit a damn thing yet, slams his sword into the damn dragon, and the dragon explodes into 1,000,000 pixels, and nobody's in the hallway to hear RFID scan accepted. And the door clicks and then opens up with that little sound.
He's the original one-hit wonder.
Oh.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And Galahad suggests that we leave the net quickly because this was too easy.
Yeah, so run away.
All right, you guys come back out into the hallway. The altar is now open. The door is now open, so you can actually see into it. There's notes on your iPhone, frantic notes from everybody else telling you that security's being the security surrounding the place.
Well, I'm going to rush in and see what I can see with these runes.
Okay, who else is gonna rush in? Galahad's gonna rush in.
I will rush in.
Everybody rushes in. Kat?
Oh, no, I was debating. I don't know if I should rush in or, like, go help with...
You can hack the cars.
Yeah. I'm going to see if I can help with the other group, with the security team. Because
Okay.
I don't know anything about magic, so I would be pretty useless.
Okay. I assume the people in the bell tower are coming out of the bell tower?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have sniper rifles. It's kind of useless.
Moving down, I'm
Well,
chatting the priest
I
up,
do,
asking
but-
him. I mean, just
doesn't
asking
seem
him
to
about
You just to notice
Yeah,
if there's anything
stuff.
in this, obviously. Okay, good. You keeping up the conversation? When the let's see, how am I gonna do this? You guys are all split up all over the place. Damn you! All right, the people who walk into the altar. Let's start there first. Gorloy, you're still being chased by these guys. You managed to book it down a back alley.
Mm-hmm.
And there happens to be a back door into a Chinese restaurant there that you could dash into if you wanted to get out of the road.
Yep, that's perfect. And then go into the kitchen and toss a wad of cash to someone and start washing dishes.
Make it rain!
Here's some money. Everybody looks deeply confused, but the money thing helps.
Yeah, hand off $100. Give them a shushing message, and then just put on an apron and start washing dishes.
I've worked in a kitchen. That would work.
Everybody would be like, "Thank you."
If you come in with cash, yeah, they'll take that cash and do whatever.
Whatever. Okay. Whoa. Okay. The group of 4 of them come in, following you, and just as you think that they're going to get away, one of them turns and says, "Hey, isn't that guy?"
That's racist.
Okay, I have a skill in knowledge languages.
Uh-huh.
And you said this is a Chinese restaurant?
Yeah.
What I would like to have this language's skill represent is the ability to say I have no idea what you're talking about in as many different languages as possible.
Okay. Roll it.
Okay.
Hey, you have to have where's the bathroom and
Okay. I like doing this on the thing, so it takes me a moment.
He says, because it's Chinese, your target number is going to be 11.
Okay. I only get a +3, so let's hope for some really good luck. Nope, only got a 7.
All right, he's bearing down on you.
Okay.
whether you've had a stroke.
When he gets close, I grab the closest really big pot or whatever that's handy and smash him with it.
All right, give me an attack roll with that.
Okay. I assume strength plus getting medieval?
Yeah.
Okay. The 6 explodes. And I rolled another 1 for my exploder. Okay, that's a 14.
Okay. So you successfully hit him. You're going to hit him for strength +2. So roll.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Just +2? Not a die roll?
You
Okay,
get the flex die too.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So
Yeah.
strength +2 is +5. So that is 10 points. I got a 10.
Okay. So I'll just roll his. Okay. So you hit the guy on the head with a pot and it makes this bong sound, and he crumples to the ground unconscious.
Okay.
However, the other 4, he was the last one in the group. The other 4 were practically in the
restaurant,
and now they're turning around. So you're going to need to book it.
Okay. I'm going to get back up into. They probably have projectile weapons, so if I try to. Yeah, okay. I'm going to run back out to the alley, but instead of taking off, I'm going to hang out near the door so that when they rush out, I can hook the last one's ankle with my cane.
Okay.
So,
Hey, hold on to that thought. Let me go back to
right.
the other group. Then we'll come back to that. You're going to be rolling. You're making an athletics roll for that, I think.
Okay.
Deft plus athletics. That sounds right.
Okay.
All right. So the others that are making it down to the sanctuary. As you get into the sanctuary, there looks like a person standing in the middle of the room. Who looks Actually, I'm going to share this instead. Oh. There we go. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Alright. Scene roll 20. He looks like that guy. He kind of looks like Ethan Embry in a way. He's got like kind of this faux mohawk. He's got this like really bad suit on, and a really, really smart, smirky expression on his face. Like Ethan Embry makes the perfect expression when I'm thinking of it. And he's standing there and he's waiting for you guys, and he says, "Well, what's the hurry? Where are you heading off to?" To Burton D3.
No, I don't hurry anywhere. I was walking with purpose.
Whatever. Close enough.
No, that's I correct him with that.
Oh, okay. He says whatever. Puts his hand in his pockets and he said, "Clearly you were going somewhere. I don't think you're going to want to go out those front doors if you know what's good for you."
Sounds like a challenge.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to go out there and fight all of my men, be free. Feel free to do so. You know, we'll be nice to you. We'll be courteous to you. We'll throw you in the holding cells and let you cool off a little bit. Down in the altar room, what you guys see is as I mentioned, the room is lined with the same runes that were used to actually surround the water. So there's like a well almost, and it's got a circular lip around it, and around that lip there are runes, the similar protection runes to the ones that you saw in the club. What's different about this place are the runes on the wall. Now, the runes on the wall you could read pretty clearly, and it reads almost like a police report for when these particular French monks came to actually close down this particular tear in the veil. And they describe an epic battle with a giant black dragon, and they talk about how a warrior, now the warrior is never named in this, but a great warrior stood against this dragon and helped the monks get it through one of the flux portals so that they could lock it away forever. And there's a warning on it saying not to disrupt the 4 seals, otherwise the dragon will be released again onto the earth. And it talks about, in a little bit vagary, it seems like the place that you're standing and the altar that you're in is disconnected a little bit from time and space, so that you're not quite in the same place that you actually think you are. There are candles situated on the lip of the font, old-ass candles. And that's about it about the room. Oh, yeah. The hologram that appeared of Ethan Embry that appeared in the sanctuary also appears in the altar room. Hey guys!
Hey, Captain, what's the word?
Captain, come on. I don't know if I like that very much, Wizard.
Sorry, Lieutenant.
Nah, that was not good either. Your Highness has a nice ring to it. Sire works pretty well.
No. See, you're more of like a double guns fella.
What?
You're more like somebody who got a nickname on his pledge week at his fraternity.
Oh, wow.
And less somebody for whom I would ever give authority. So what you holding back here? Because this is some pretty heavy hoodoo.
I'm not holding anything back here. You know, I had the door locked. You opened it.
No, I mean with these, and I point to all the runes and everything else. This is holding back and bringing in some pretty heavy hoodoo.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Last time one of these things came in, one of your things broke down, and they will break down.
Hey. This isn't mine.
Oh! Whose might it be, Captain?
Well, your guess is as good as mine, buddy.
Oh, you don't know.
Well, I did a little bit of research. You know, after that little mess y'all made at the club
Oh, the
Yeah,
mess
we
of
made-
yours. Oh, you mean the mess of yours we cleaned up? Yes.
Why are you blaming this on me?
When we got there, two of
I'm
these.
here to help you, my friend.
How so?
You and we have the same kind of problem. That problem happens to be these portals. I don't think either one of us really wants to see all of these seals to be opened up. That's kind of why I put a door on it and locked it. Just saying.
Yeah, we got through. Can you imagine what giant dragon monster-esque thing is hiding at the other end of this? And you thought your door would stop them? You have
No, I didn't actually think my door would stop it. I wanted to see who would come. And, look at that. It's the Knights Who Say Knee. I figured I had an even chance of it being my father, my mother, or you fools. And look, it's you fools!
Well, I can't deny that, but not so foolish as to try and hold back whatever this thing is. But you know nothing about it.
Those runes are what's holding back that dragon. I don't have anything to do with that. He says, pointing at himself.
Yeah. Well, then thank God I'm here. All right.
Or something like that. So, there's 2 more of these in the city. And we know of at least 4 people involved in trying to actually open them up. Do you have that information?
Not yet.
Well, you know what? Let's all meet together upstairs because I don't think you guys are going to be going anywhere anytime soon. And let's have a little chat about it, huh?
No, I don't think I'm going to do that.
I can get your little hacker girl into Globex.
You can get her into there?
Oh yeah, I have links in HR. I'm a powerful man.
I find that most people who need to say that aren't.
Galahad kind of walks up and pokes at the hologram.
All right. While I'm, chatting with this fella, is there anything else I can tell about these runes, about like what they're holding back, or if I destroyed them, would it destroy the portal?
If you destroyed them, it would do what it did at the club.
Oh,
okay.
Destroy them then.
Yeah, so I won't do that.
If you want to keep the place safe, the idea is to preserve them.
No, destroy them. Totally.
That would be more fun.
As much fun as it would be to unleash whatever it is, like cast invisibility spell on us and have it go out there, and I think if it even got past them, it could hurt somebody, it could get into a building, hurt innocent people. I'm not willing to risk it.
Yeah.
So what can I do to preserve these runes and make sure what happened to the last one doesn't happen to this one?
Well, you could put a door in front of it.
No, I mean, is whatever's happening naturally degrading, or do we?
No. What you saw in the club was an actual was specifically destroyed on purpose to open that seal.
Okay. So this was just a clever ruse to see who would come and do that, but this is just another one. Okay. Well, in that case, I will make sure I take photos of everything else, and I'll turn to the hologram here and say, all right, I know what this is, and you don't. And you know who's coming to get them, and I don't.
I do.
You know.
I assume that up in the sanctuary we do not get the same message that from the hologram that the people in the basement are getting, right?
Right.
Okay. So I actually do not know anything about what's going on. Okay.
Not yet, no.
Okay. So here's what we can do.
He puts his hands in his pocket and looks at you like he's really intent on what you're going to say.
We're going to walk out the door, and we're going to go home, and you're going to let us and not follow us. Then we're going to meet at a neutral location and exchange information to make sure that everyone stays safe. Sound good?
Neutral location. Well, I suppose I could do that. However, I would like your well, maybe not your word. You're a wizard. He points at Gawain and Galahad. I would like your word that this is on the up and up.
Sure. As far as to the very best of my knowledge.
No, if we're going to do this, then he has to trust us. So make your thing, do the cross, and do the dance, and turn around.
Galahad says, you know who this guy is, right?
I've got an idea. He's generally not to be trusted, but if
through his head a couple times.
but if he doesn't try to let us walk out of it, I have another plan.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. Holograph.
That's it. Oh God, yes.
Love to hear it. Please
well, you see, if you try to arrest us or stop us while getting out, I'm going to blow up one of these rooms.
That would cause a whole lot of people to die. You know, I really think that it might be okay for you, but I'm pretty damn sure that the knights that are here are going to stop you from doing something that could hurt so many innocents.
They won't know I'm doing it because they don't know what magic looks like.
They're standing right next to you, and you're telling them.
Yes.
Yeah, but we also know he lies a lot, so we have no reason to believe he'd actually go through with it.
They don't know that I've already cast half a spell on one of them. I just need to say the last word, and it will disappear.
Mm-hmm.
So glad I'm not there.
Yeah.
And right outside, I have many forces available to come in and handle the threat and reclose the portal. That's not going to get you anywhere. Don't you want to actually solve this?
Exactly.
You're going to have to trust me a little bit. I will pull my men away and let you walk away from this without a problem. I just want your word that for the moment, at least, we will work together in an alliance to solve this problem.
Agreed.
And since I need it from all of the knights who say knee, let's all meet up in the sanctuary.
No, we'll meet tomorrow.
You do not give me orders.
It can't happen now. Everybody's tempers are too hot. If it's safe,
I agree it can't happen now, but I do need some assurance that you're actually going to show up.
I agree. Knights, do your promise thing.
Galahad looks dubious. I am not going... I don't know about that.
If he's going to let us go, if we're willing to trust him, he has to trust us. And to say that we'll show up at a neutral location and exchange information about this, I don't think that's...
we got really good reasons not to trust him.
Yeah, but if he ends up not letting us out, then we won't have to meet him tomorrow anyway, and the promise will then be valid.
What makes you think that he can keep us here anyway?
I think-
Right. There's a large amount of people with guns out there, more than you guys have. Just saying.
Yeah.
And
I think the best case scenario is that he lets us walk away, and the worst case scenario is not going to happen.
All right. Galahad says, "You have our word. We will meet with you tomorrow in the flesh." Not this weird. She puts a fist through the hologram again. Very well. The hologram disappears.
All right.
Now, okay, going on simultaneously to that, upstairs in the sanctuary, Mordred is perfectly capable of having two conversations at the same time. And so he's meeting with the people who are in the sanctuary. Does anybody want to say anything else to him?
I'll rep the conversation to the rest of our group.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, so you get the other conversation while the Mordred in the sanctuary is just kind of standing there and looking at you guys with a smirk.
Yeah.
I will sort of. I assume I've made it to the sanctuary by now. I hope, unless I got lost.
Wait, where were you going again?
I was going from the basement to.
Okay.
I was originally going from the basement to just outside to see if I could do something with the security vehicles, but you know, then there was a hologram thing.
So you're going to the sanctuary instead of going outside?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, in the sanctuary is the hologram, and yes, you are there with Bert and D3.
So when Glenn sort of sends us the conversation about the 4 people, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I'll sort of very, you know, I guess, meekly be like, yeah, do you mean these 4 people? And list off the names you gave me earlier because I don't remember them.
Okay, so you have 2 of the names. The other 2 you don't have names for.
Okay, so I'll say, oh, are these 2 of the people that you might be talking about? Because totally stuck.
Oh yeah, those are the ones he says. Those are the ones that we know the names of. Yeah. Do you know where they live?
I didn't find that. Was there an address or something? I remember something about an
No,
address.
you don't. You
There
don't
was a
have
dummy
any
address.
That's what it was.
Yeah, there was a dummy address that was that was close to the quarantine zone. But there was you don't know where they live. You do know that they work for Globex. That's the only way that you're going to be able to get that information is because that's where they're registered.
Okay.
Because they
Well-
haven't actually committed any crimes, the rest of you.
Well, you know, if we don't get arrested or shot, I could probably find it. Pretty good
Well-
at this, you know, finding information thing.
I'm sure you are, he says. You look like a very capable lady. However, Globex has some of the most difficult security in the world, and I could make it so much easier for you. Get you into HR so that you get past some of the major firewalls, and you can actually have an easier time finding that information. Hey, I just want what you want. I am all about compassion and love for my fellow man.
Yeah, you seem like that kind of guy.
I'm entirely that kind of guy. You have me all wrong. I don't want a dragon, especially because I think I know who's bringing it.
Oh, really?
Well, you know, I have visions too every once in a while. It's one of those things.
Okay. Side note, to the GM, how
Yeah.
evil is this company
It's pretty
Because
evil.
it seems pretty evil, but I'm also pretty tempted as, you know.
How evil is him?
Yeah, it's the glow.
Omnicore.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Omnicore. Omnicore. I mean, they're just as evil as any regular mega corporation, but they're not Globex by any stretch of the imagination.
So Globex is
They're like even a more orderly version of Valiant.
okay.
Very military. And they hold like the Blackguard is the largest, next to only Globex, private security company in the city.
Sorry. You know, you make a very tempting. This is too the whole. You make a very tempting offer. Can I think about it and get back to you? Because yeah, I need to check that out.
Well, you know, just so you know, I'm just covering all of the bases here. You know, crossing the T's, dotting the I's. Every day that goes by, these people are trying to bring a dragon into the world that could potentially destroy this entire city and everybody in it. Just so you know.
Well, of course. I mean, I got that. No big deal. But I mean, it is a big deal. But I mean, it's no big deal. Right, wizard? Right? Yeah.
Sure, why not?
All right. So, well, then I'll see you tomorrow then.
See you tomorrow. I'll text you the location.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. Then we will walk out.
Okay. Hang on 1 second. Let's finish the last part with Gorloy.
Okay. I would like to short circuit this a little bit.
Grandson.
What?
Who just missed seeing his grandson. I mean, how sad is that? Family reunion. Okay. So
Yeah,
you're tripping.
Well, actually, I'd like to short circuit the fight scene in the interest of time, because in the interest of what's gone down in there, I don't want Gorwa isn't gonna throw the fight, but I'm now realizing that if he were to prevail in this, he'd actually look really bad for having like run away. So I actually want him to get beat up.
Oh, okay. Do you want it? Do you? So okay. So the way this adventure ended, there was an option of everybody getting thrown in the holding facilities for Blackguard, which the worst consequence of that would have been that Lance would have been really pissed off that he had to pull all of these strings to get you guys out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to just be beat up, or do you want to be taken captive? I will give if you get taken captive, I will give you 2 flux points.
I'll take it.
All right. All right. So you get taken away by just these 4 fellows as they are all backing off and leaving. Unfortunately, the rest of the knights don't actually see this, but I imagine you tell them what's going on.
Does that come with a build point as well?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
All right. So wrapping up, since we've only got a few minutes left, actually.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Action-packed. Right? Okay, so you guys are gonna meet with Mordred tomorrow. He's taken off, and all of his security have taken off. Poor priest Santiago is terribly confused as to what just happened, but happy that people seem to be using his church for a change. Gorloy is now in custody with the Blackguard, and we'll work out what happens in that over the couple of weeks break that we're going to have because of Thanksgiving.
Wait, he didn't get away?
No. I bribed him into getting caught.
Okay.
I'm liking this bribing people to do things that I want them to with flux points. Okay, so then the rest of you are going to head back next session. So we'll put the save point here, and the next session we will meet up with what you're gonna report to home base.
All right.
All of the information that you just got about everything.
Sounds good.
All right. So say goodbye to the internet.
Goodbye, internet.
All right. We can argue flux points and build points later.